afternoon, football fans, and welcome to 3 and Out, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. As always, this is me, your boy Larry B, bringing it to you here live on a beautiful Wednesday. It is Wednesday, December 27th, 2023, and this is the final 3 and Out of the year. That's right, y'all. One more time for 2023, and 2023 has not disappointed on the gridiron. I hope all of you had a beautiful, wonderful, blessed, Merry Christmas, and man, I hope you enjoyed that football because it was a doozy. Let me start by saying, Raiders! That's right, y'all. That's right. This is one of the very few occasions where I can actually be proud of my football team. And hey, maybe things are turning. Maybe we're going in that direction. Antonio Pierce, brother, you're the man. I hope Mark Davis keeps you, man. But this has been an incredible weekend of football. Not only for my Raiders, man. I mean, I think we've seen a lot of great things starting from last week. The Rams look like, hey, they had some, ups and downs, but the Rams look pretty okay defeating the Saints last Thursday. And then on Saturday, we had some pretty good ones, man. The Steelers, man, who saw that coming? I don't care who's out, who's not playing, whatever. The Steelers made a statement on Saturday. The Bills and Chargers was one of the best football games I've seen in a while. Oh my gosh, that was a good game. These two teams fought. The Chargers, I think they're going in the right direction. Browns get one over the Texans. The Browns fans should be pretty excited right now. The Jets take out the Commanders in a comeback. The Seahawks played to the Titans level, or did the Titans play to the Seahawks level? Regardless, Seahawks won in a close one there. Falcons just smack around the Colts. Oh, so sad for those guys. Packers over the Panthers in a close one. Lions get the better of the Vikings. Bucks over the Jags. Bears over the Cardinals. Dolphins over the Cowboys. Patriots over the Broncos. My Raiders get one on Christmas Day. The Eagles are challenged by the Giants, but they still get the victory. And the Ravens, if that was a Super Bowl preview, I think we know who the champions are. You are now tuned in live to 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's up, sports fans? You're listening to IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I'm your favorite West Coast Wisconsinite, Bernie Bango, and if you're a cheesehead, come listen to my show, Big Cheese Sports, where we road trip around America's Dairyland, previewing, reviewing, predicting, debating, and digging into all that is Wisconsin sports at the college and pro levels. Join me on IE Sports Radio, Sundays at 1 p.m. Central Standard. Bernie out.
All right. Welcome to AZ Sports Daily. I'm your host, Kiernan Daly, bringing the heat to Arizona sports. There's no discrimination here. We're going to talk about every sports team, professional and college. The show is all about you, the listener. I'm here to entertain you. Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here? It's going to be fun, high energy. You may not agree with what I say. That's okay. Let me hear you. Let's talk about it. Join me every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on AZ Sports Daily. That's AZ Sports, D-A-L-E-Y, and at IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome one, welcome all. Ladies and gentlemen, it is your hour of power of football here on IE Sports Radio. Oh, it is delicious. I hope you're ready, y'all. Whether it is 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time over here on the West Coast or 6 p.m. over there on the East Coast, just getting ready for dinner. Maybe you already had dinner. Maybe you're somewhere in between Central Mountain Time. I don't know. I don't know where you are, but I do. Maybe you're listening to the podcast. I don't know. But wherever you are, that was a damn good weekend of football, wasn't it? Oh, I mean, it was Christmas magic. I don't know, man. It was something. It was something beautiful. That was a weekend. I feel like some of the best got brought out of teams this week. I mean, you know, it's funny because on 3 and Out College Edition, Taryn and I usually like to talk about the opening weekends. That's like one of the funnest shows that we have every year, aside from the bowl games, the championships, the rivalry weeks, all the fun stuff in between. Regardless, we always love talking about the first weeks, because they combine college football, with like the first 2 weeks of football, which equals week 1. But it's just, every year, it's like sometimes we're like, oh man, that was like the best. A couple of years ago, I think we had like the best weekend of college football, or opening weekend ever. And, this last past year was okay. It wasn't bad or anything. But, we always like to look at those weekends and go, man, like, this was a good weekend. This was a good weekend. This was a good weekend. This wasn't like, weekend. That kind of thing. Well, the cool part about this particular weekend was, in the NFL, this is like that week in college. It was a great week. I think the best got brought out of so many teams, even the teams that lost. And I get it. Some of you are going to be irritated, when, oh, my team lost, so it wasn't a good week. I get it. I'd be saying the same thing. But what I am saying is some teams didn't perform fully. I get that. There were some teams that were duds. But, man, for the most part, we got some great football, man. Like, I am very pleased with this last past weekend. And, of course, I'm on cloud 10 because of my Raiders winning. But I will tell you right now, this has been a special season. It's been a fun one. We've seen a lot of things happening. Teams going up, teams going down, But for a lot of teams, it's been a special season. And other teams, the rebuilding continues. I don't know. There's all kinds of crap going on, right? But I will say it has been awesome. So, before we really get into everything, big ups and thank you, of course, as always, the man above, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Without him, nothing is possible. And without all of you guys out there, IE Sports Radio is not possible. We give a big shout out and thank you to you guys as always. And a big giant shout out to Planet Jerky, premium brisket beef jerky. Oh, it's so delicious. The jerky that's on a whole other planet, planetjerky.net. Head on over there right now. I don't know what else you're doing, but head on over to planetjerky.net. Grab you a bag, man. It is so worth it. Delicious, delicious jerky. And totally worth it. Once you buy a bag, head on over to Instagram, because we all know that's what we like to do anyway, right? Social media. Give Planet Jerky a follow, and then make sure you mention to them that you heard this ad or any ad on IE Sports Radio or seen our social media or whatever promoting Planet Jerky. Let them know that you bought the jerky because you heard it on you heard it on IE Sports Radio, and you'll be entered in a draft. I'm in football mode, guys. You'll be entered in a raffle. You'll be entered in the draft, guys, if you didn't know that. You'll be entered in a raffle to get 2 bags of beef jerky coming up this month. So I think the raffle's almost over, so please make sure you head on over there, make your purchases, let them know, and if you win, well, you get 2 bags of Planet Jerky premium brisket beef jerky of your choice, your flavor of choice. Delicious. So looking forward to that, seeing who wins, and big ups and thank you to everybody who has bought some Planet Jerky. So head on over. Once again, big ups and thank you to Planet Jerky, the sponsor here, our official sponsor of IE Sports Radio and the official jerky of IE Sports Radio. So thank you there. So, all right, guys. Well, we got ourselves thank you to Jen B in the chat. If you want to join us, make a free Spreaker account, head on over. Thank you very much, and join us here talking football for the next hour. We're going to have a lot of fun recapping these games and getting into this next coming week and all this stuff. But all right, so I'm going to run through some of these games pretty quickly. I'm going to stall on some of them. You'll see. Here it goes. Last Thursday, man, the freaking Rams. Okay, let's just call it what it is, right? I really feel that the Rams, I'm telling you, all season long, they've been playing to people's level. They've been playing up, they've been playing down. They've been playing up, they've been playing down. Oh, we're playing the freaking Steelers. We're going to play down to their level. We're playing the Cardinals. We're going to play even worse. We're playing the Eagles. We're going to play like a Super Bowl team. Like, it's like they can't seem to figure out that they can just play like the Rams. You know what I mean? Like, it's been like that all season. And don't get me wrong, they've been better. They've been better than worse. But that 8-7 record could be a lot better had they stopped that crap. You know what I mean? So I don't know what it was. They get the victory, 30-24 over the Saints. It was a pretty good day. It really was. Anytime you can get 458 total yards and 23 first downs and no turnovers, you should have a pretty good day. Now, granted, they tried to give this game away several times. Derek Carr, I love him to death, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I just hope he gets it in gear soon before they really turn on him. I know a lot of Saints fans are already had it with him, and I get it. I totally understand. As a Raider fan, I do understand his frustration. I get that. Oh, he was open. You didn't see him. I get it. But what I will tell you right now is this team is a strong football team. They're 7-8, man. What do you want? They could be like the freaking Pistons in the NBA right now, okay? Or like the Lions of old, all right? Or the Raiders or Browns of the last, in the last 2 decades. It could be like that. But the Saints are fighting. They still have a pretty good team. They're okay. I mean, Derek Carr threw 3 touchdowns. I mean, take that for what it's worth, right? Kamara had the hard day. Poor guy. I mean, only had 19 yards on 9 carries. It's just a lot, But we got to give a shout out to Puka Nacua, man. This guy has been all over the place. 9 receptions for 164 yards, 1 touchdown. Even Williams, man. This dude carrying the rock, 22 carries, 104 yards, and 1 touchdown, man. Kyron Williams is a monster. It's been great. Stafford threw for 2 touchdowns, went over 300 yards in the air. I mean, look, it was a pretty good game. To anybody who wants to get mad about it, I get it, but it was a solid game. The Rams are looking pretty damn good. And the reason why I say this is because I feel that the Rams there's a lot, man. They've faced injuries. I get it. There's been a lot to talk about with this team. And, I'm not going to spend too much more time on it, but this playoff picture is it is a fun one, it really is. Looking in the NFC right now, both of these teams, I mean, we take a look at the Rams and, well, they're in, man. They're in the hunt. They're right there. They're number 6 overall team. They're right there. The Saints, they dropped down this week, according to NFL.com, but they're actually still in the hunt. The only teams who've been eliminated are the Panthers, the Cardinals, oh my gosh, the Panthers, the Commanders, and the Cardinals, and the Giants. If you really look at it, there isn't really too much bad with these 2 teams right now. Just play better in the next couple of weeks and see what happens. So, anyway, so there you go. And I'm just going to give the pick'em as we go, too, right? Next week, the Rams are going to face the Giants. I mean, clearly, I'm for sure going to take the Rams in this game. I just don't see the Giants have kind of just fallen from grace. There really was no grace to fall from. They just kind of fell apart. And as for the Saints, man, they play the Buccaneers next week. I mean, it's kind of a pick'em game. I really, at this point, I don't know. The Saints are going to be fighting for their lives. So are the Buccaneers. I mean, both those teams are actually still in it, which is crazy. The Buccaneers are actually doing way better. They're 8-7. But let these 2 teams get together, we'll find out. So I don't know. It's going to be a hell of a game. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers just slightly. But man, that should be a good game. So, okay. Next up here, Saturday night football, and just regular Saturday football. We have the Steelers taking on the Bengals. Okay, I'm not going to spend time on this too much at all because, look, I get it. There is an injury. I get this. I understand that there are players out. I understand, I get it. Joe Burrow's not playing. Browning threw 3 picks. I get it. Mixon really couldn't get anything going. They only gave him the ball 11 times anyway. Higgins did the best he could. 5 receptions for 140 yards and 1 touchdown. What more do you want him to do, man? He can't do it all by himself. I mean, what I'm saying is, look, the Steelers, it was their day, man. Rudolph had a pretty good day. 2 touchdowns. He went for almost 300 yards through the air. Pickens, man, 195. 2 touchdowns on 4 receptions. How about that? And Najee Harris, man, 19 carries, 78 yards, 1 TD. Look, man, the Steelers played good football. You can't hate on the Steelers right now, man. They didn't turn the damn ball over. I mean, they played good. The crazy part is the Bengals actually had the ball longer. 31 minutes and 49 seconds to the Steelers, 28 minutes and 11 seconds. I mean, I get it's only 3 minutes, but time possession does matter. When it comes down to it, it was just a better day. The Steelers put together something better. They had the yards weren't even much different. The Bengals had 368 and the Steelers had 397. Once again, I get it. Injuries, I get it. But for the team that was fielded, okay, the 2 teams that were fielded, the better team won, guys, and you can't get mad at it, right? You can't get mad at it. Big ups to our boy Mike Pat in the chat room, by the way. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Well, wish you right back a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, Mr. Mike Pat, the host of Let's One About DMV Sports here on IE Sports Radio, covering all the DMV sports. And, of course, once again, big ups to Jen B in the chat room, the host of the Show of the Land. She went live yesterday covering all things in Cleveland and pretty much Northern Ohio, and she's just an all-around Ohio woman except for Cincinnati. So yeah, Jen says, I can always hate on the Steelers. They picked Kenny Pickett. Oh, man, there goes Jen. Hey, why not, right? Show some love, throw some hate, whatever you want to do, right? It's what we do here at iSports Radio. We love what we do. So, okay, so moving into next week, though, just for these 2 teams really quickly, the Bengals and Steelers. I mean, taking a look at the AFC playoff picture, what do you got? What do you really got here? The Bengals, they're both in the hunt. Bengals is currently like the number 9 team. Okay, they're 8-7. The Steelers are currently 8-7 as well. The Bengals tumbled 3 spots down. They're both on the bubble. Okay, they're both in the bubble. Next week, the Steelers are going to play the Seahawks. The way the Seahawks are playing right now, I don't even understand. That game was frustrating the other day because I just felt they should have taken the Titans around the woodshed, man. But they didn't. Regardless, I think they'll be okay. And I still felt they're going to beat the Steelers. Regardless, though, that should be a very fun game to watch. And then the Bengals got the Chiefs. The Chiefs are pissed off right now. I think that's the only way to say it. And I really do think the Chiefs are going to rally together and probably belt these guys, especially right now without Burrow. And that's just not a diss on the Bengals. This is the fact that the better team, once again, that's going to be fielded versus the Bengals, I think is going to be the Chiefs that day. So there you go. So anyway, there you go. Two teams down, or 2 games down. So many more to go. The Bills. Oh, wait, one more comment here on the chat room. Mike Pat says Steelers going to finish with a winning record again. LOL. Watch them do that again, and yeah, yeah. So okay, Bills and Chargers. This game was nuts. Absolutely nuts. Josh Allen just keeps on doing his thing, man. I mean, 6 years in, and the dude is just going off, man. He had some kind of milestone. I forgot what he did. But what I do know is that homeboy, he only threw for 1 touchdown. He threw for 237 yards through the air. He did throw a pick. But this dude is just insane, man. He finds a way to rally the troops. Get the guys the ball, man. Make it happen. Cook, 70 yards on the ground for 20 carries. Davis, man, this was awesome. Gabe Davis, 4 receptions, 130 yards, 1 touchdown. You know what, man? These guys came back. It was 21-13 going into the 4th quarter. And with 5:26 left in the game, well, 3 field goals later from Cameron Dicker, a 47-yarder, a 45-yarder, and a 53-yarder. The Chargers actually led 22-21, and it all came down to a Tyler Bass 29-yard field goal with 28 seconds to go. The Bengals retook the lead, and the Bengals got the victory. Once again, we get it. The Chargers, injuries, bad craps happened to them. They kind of fell off. They nosedived, really. They're at 5-10 right now. And the Bills are at 9-6. Look, when you talk about the Chargers right now, you just gotta know the Chargers are just they're hurting. They're hurting, man. They're hurting. They're officially eliminated from the playoffs. They're out. It sucks. Their fans are irritated. I get that. And hey, you know what? Time to pull the plug. Time to let's get a new coach. Let's just rally. Let's reevaluate everything. Come back next year and rally back if we can. Right? That's what the Chargers are saying, or what you hope they'd be saying. As for the Bills, they're currently number 6 overall. They're in right now. I mean, man, they're there. They got this. And this team has so much firepower. Even though they fell so much this year, they're still fighting. They're 9-6 on the year. And hey, you can't fault these guys. The Bills are coming live at the right time. Let's see what they do. Mike Pat says, what do you call it? Let's see, take a look. So, Steelers and Bengals better off not making the playoffs. Yep, getting slightly better draft picks, guys. Yeah, absolutely. Ravens and Browns, gonna go. Not your year. Let it go. And same with the Raiders. All right, Larry. Yeah, absolutely correct there, Mike Pett. So Saturday Night Football was a good one, man. Bills got that victory. They got it done. There they are, and that game was done. On to Sunday's games, man. Can we talk about the Browns real fast? Wow. The Browns led this game as much as 28-7 at the nearly tail end of the third quarter. And it really was just garbage time. Once again, I tell you sometimes garbage time isn't really my favorite thing to use, but garbage time is kind of accurate. Because it was 36-7, man, on the freaking start of the fourth quarter. That was actually the biggest lead. The 2 touchdowns came later on, and well, they made it respectable, is what the Texans did. I get it. No Stroud. We're putting Mills in. He throws 2 TDs. It just wasn't the best showman. Wasn't the best day. But Flacco, man, this guy, shoot, he's been around, right? He's definitely had his better days behind him. But dude, he's still throwing. He threw for almost 400 freaking yards. He threw 3 TDs. He did throw 3 picks. But the guy got it done, man. How about Amari Cooper, man? 11 receptions, 265 yards, 2 touchdowns. Look. The Browns are here. They're 10-5. The Browns are 10-5, guys. They're currently the number 5 team in the AFC. They got the 5 seed. The next week, actually, let me. I forgot to backtrack just a little bit here for next week, for the last 2 games. Denver and Chargers. Next week, it's a pick'em game, right? Both teams are just kind of the Broncos are technically still in, but blah, So I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Broncos in that game. I'm gonna go with the Chargers, actually, in a whatever kind of game. And then for the Bills, they're taking on the Patriots. They're gonna finish out the Patriots. I'm definitely going the Bills. So sorry for a little backtrack there, but those are 2 kind of irrelevant games. But for next week, man, the Browns got the Jets. And this isn't a horrible game because the Jets, for some freaking reason, they forgot how to play football the whole damn season. Except for sparks here and there where they looked good and then they went back to being the Jets. I don't know, man. I feel like next week they're going to fight like hell just because they're going to fight. They're eliminated, but they're going to fight. And that's it, and yeah, Jen says here, yeah, Broncos did bench Wilson. I saw that earlier today on my updates from ESPN, but, yeah, against the Browns backup, yeah, that's really what it's going to be. So what I'm looking for this next past week with these 2 games, or in this next week, is the Jets gonna fight, but I'm gonna go with the Browns. The Browns, of course, they have things to lose. But then again, they don't, because I feel like they're going to make the playoffs regardless. But yeah, I definitely got to go with the Browns in this game. And then for the Texans, I mean, they're on the bubble. They got the Titans next week. Why not, man? The Titans, they played up to a level this week. I seriously think the Texans can win this damn game. I really do. They played a couple weeks ago. They really did. And I just feel like right now the Texans, man, when they played, what was it, like 2 weeks ago? Or 3 weeks ago, where they wore their Oilers uniforms, you know what I mean? I just felt like right now this Texans team, yeah, they played a couple weeks ago. It was on the 17th, so it's only just a quick turnaround. The Texans beat the Titans 19-16 in overtime. So yeah, they're gonna play again this week, and I think the Texans are gonna do it this time without overtime. So there you go. All right. So next up here, we have back onto the continuance. We have Jets and Commanders. Okay. Also in the chat, Mike Pat says here, Joe Flacco, not your typical backup, though. No, it's true. Now, he's old, but the man knows how to win Super Bowls, basically. He's the guy. He's a Super Bowl winning backup. He did it as a starter, So, JB says, win and clinch the division that's home. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Browns will win this game. Next up, Jets and Commanders. Talk about the Jets. Okay, the Jets this past week played like a team that they should have been playing like all year. Granted, the Commanders are anything but impressive. My gosh, the Commanders are, I always say they have the D-line from hell, and then they get rid of one of their guys, But they have an amazing defensive line. The Commanders have so many things going for them, I feel. Like, if you look at them on paper, and then on the field, they just look like they're just nothing like... It's seriously like buying a piece of furniture from the store that you didn't really get to check out that much, but it looks really good, and then you get home and you sit in it and it falls apart. That's like, what else can you relate it to, man? Like something that you thought was delicious on TV, the commercial, and then you buy it, and it's like, what the hell is this? This looks nothing like the commercial, I don't know, man. The Commanders, the Commanders are frustrating. Like Mike Pat says here in the chat room, Commanders gonna commander, and that's exactly it. They're already eliminated. They're 4-11 now, and golly, man, they're 4-11. They got the Niners next week. Well, no, there goes that. Definitely taking the Niners in that game. And as for the Jets, dude, what the hell? I get it. Once again, it's the Commanders, but it's Simeon. Wow, Trevor Simeon. 217 yards. He threw for a touchdown. He threw a pick, but who cares? They came back in this game, really, guys. It was crazy. Actually, no, the Commanders came back, but the comeback fell short. At one point in this game, it was 27-7 Jets going in, at the half. And then it was really like all second half Commanders. The Commanders came all the way back, not even letting the Jets score at all until 5 seconds to go in the game. The Commanders led 28-17 with 4:52 to go in the game. But a Greg Zuerlein 54-yarder would end that with 5 seconds to go. 30-28 is what it would end up being, and the Jets earn a victory, 30-28 at home over the Commanders. What do you say? What do you say? You just got to say, well, Commanders commandered. Good, thank you for that, Mike. And the Jets, they're still eliminated, but they're somewhat playing football, right? What else do you say, right? So there you go. And there are those games, of course, as we talked about earlier. The Jets are playing. Where are they at? The Jets got Cleveland next week, so I'm definitely picking Cleveland in that game. Okay. The Seahawks and the Titans. Wow. Really, guys? The Seahawks are irritating. How does this work? I seriously thought the Seahawks were going to blow these guys out of the water. I'm not hating on the Titans, and I'm not a Titan hater. I just felt the Titans are just anything. They were so good. They've just been declining. They have been on a downward slope for years now. And this is not the answer. They need to just reconfigure the entire thing. Vrabel really needs to fix all of this because it's just gotten stale. It's over. The Titans have nothing to cheer for. Of course, they're eliminated. But man, how about Geno Smith? 2 touchdowns on 227 yards. Not a bad day. Not a bad day. Lockett, 81 yards, 8 receptions. Walker, 16 carries for 54 yards. You know what? It was a team effort. Going into the fourth quarter, the Titans actually led this game, 10-6. But of course, 2 Seahawks touchdowns. Yes, the Titans did score 1 in there, but it was 20-17. Seahawks win this thing, and that last touchdown was pretty crazy, man. Geno Smith to Colby Parkinson with a 5-yard pass, actually. And, of course, Jason Myers with the extra point. 20-17. Sorry. To win this game, Seahawks earned the victory going to 8-7. Oh, my. Well, once again, as I mentioned earlier, the Titans are irrelevant. Is what it is, right? But I do think the Texans will beat them next week. But as of right now, man, the Seahawks, I said it earlier, they got the Steelers. I think they're going to win that game. They're 8-7. They're still in the hunt right now. They're right there. They're the number 7 team in the NFC. This is going to be a lot of fun going down the stretch in the NFC for sure. Falcons and Colts was the weirdest game I think I have seen in a while. A couple of weeks ago, the Falcons and the Panthers played a weird rain game, and I was like, man, that was a weird game. What are the Falcons going for this year? The most weird games, the most oddest, weirdest games in a season? I don't know. But 7-8. They get the victory. They're 7-8 now. They get the victory. That pushes their record to 7-8. 29-10. The Colts, Gardner Minshew, bro. How do you throw for 200 yards, not get a touchdown, man? That's hard for me. It sucks. I feel for him. He did throw a pick, though, and, well, that mattered a lot. And these guys, man, the Falcons, which aren't that good. I mean, now they got Heineke in there. Homeboy went for 229, threw a touchdown. I mean, hey, when it came down to it, the Falcons got it done, man. The Falcons really did get it done. The Falcons played, I mean, surprisingly. But you can't get too crazy, though. All right. I mean, it really was 20-10. I mean, going into the fourth quarter, it's 20-10. Just a couple of field goals, right? 3 field goals, which, hey, I'm not going to discredit, Young Ho Ko. None of that. Not discrediting the Falcons. They got points when they needed points, right? But I'm just saying the Falcons got it, okay? The Falcons got their victory. They racked up some points, and they took out a Colts team that I really thought was going to win this game, and I thought was much better than this. Regardless, well, there you have it. Falcons get a nice victory and make the Colts look like a bunch of amateurs, man. They didn't look good at all. The Falcons play the Bears next week. I'm almost positive the Falcons will win that game. They're currently in the hunt. Well, they're on the bubble in the NFC, number 11 overall seed in the NFC right now. And as for those good old Colts, well, they got the Raiders next week. Of course, I'm taking my Raiders. The Colts are, crazy enough, the Colts are actually the number 7 seed right now. So the Colts, they're going to fight like hell in that game. That should be a very good game next week, Raiders and Colts. We're going to get to that one later on. But Packers and Panthers. This was another weirdo. And wouldn't you know, the Falcons and Panthers, who I talked about a couple weeks ago, played one of the weirdest games I've seen in the rain. Well, here we go again. The Packers actually, I don't know. I feel like the Packers, they're just figuring out so many things. 219 yards for Love, 2 touchdowns. Jones, of course, is really doing a lot of the work keeping these guys in it. 21 carries, 127 yards. Nothing against Love, but once again, I think Aaron Jones is really the true workhorse right now in that offense. And even Dobbs, man. This guy, Romeo Doubs, I don't want to butcher his name there, but 4 receptions, 79 yards, and 1 touchdown. Hey, you know what? They got it done. It was a late field goal. Okay, Anders Carlson, the brother of Daniel Carlson from the Raiders, would nail the 32-yarder with 19 seconds to go, get the victory, 33-30 over the Panthers, who have long been eliminated. They're now at 2-13. But you know what? There were some positives. Good job, Bryce Young, 312 yards, 2 touchdowns. You know what, man? He did everything he could. Chark, man, the guy to LSU a couple years ago, 98 yards on 6 receptions, 2 touchdowns. They're fighting, man. Even Hubbard, 16 carries, 43 yards, not the most productive, but hey, I mean, they stopped the run a lot. He got a TD. Look, man, this game was crazy. Like I said, the Panthers were leading. The Panthers tied this damn game. They came back from 30-16 at the start of the fourth quarter after I'm all over the place. After the Packers scored. They scored 2 back-to-back TDs. I mean, that's a lot of fight. And for the Packers to have to win on a field goal like that with just seconds to go, you got to tip your hat to the Panthers, even in this situation, right? It was them being so bad. So the Packers currently, they are up to this week. They're at the number 9 spot. They're on the bubble, number 9 spot in the NFC. They got the Vikings next week. I don't think they're winning that game. I mean, they might. I don't know. That's a toss-up. It's a pick 'em game, but I'm just going to go with the Vikings on that game for sure. And then the Panthers, well, once again, they're eliminated, kind of irrelevant, but they're taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville has a lot to play for. The Panthers don't. They can play the upsetter if they want to, but I think the Jacksonville Jaguars win this game. All right, so moving forward, just moving along here, guys, on to the Lions and Vikings. Okay, now, I know I just said I picked the Vikings right now, and I think they're going to for sure win. Cool. But here's my beef right now. The Vikings just look bad. They're 7-8. They may just make the playoffs. They might, okay, but they're not going to do anything if they get there. There's nothing exciting about this team. Yes, Jefferson is back. Dude racked up 141 yards with 6 receptions with 1 touchdown this past week. Yes, he looked really good. Nick Mullins, bro, threw for over 400 freaking yards, and he threw 2 TDs. The problem is he threw 4 picks. I don't know about this team. I've been kind of on their head like I've been on the Titans' head the last couple of years, and well, it's been pretty pretty accurate. What do you do? But when you think about it, the Vikings just they find a way to fall apart. That's just their thing. I don't know what it is. Now, the Lions, I do think, also did everything they possibly could in their power to give this game away. I mean, this was just a crazy game. At the half, it was 17-14 Lions, where I think they could have definitely gone up way more than that. At the end of the half, it was still a freaking 2-point, well, it came into a 2-point game because of the block field goal here, but 23-21 going into the fourth. And even after the last touchdown scored of the game, which was Jahmyr Gibbs, for the Lions, it was 30-21. The field goal with 5:19 to go by Greg Joseph, 26-yard field goal, made it the final score, 30-24. Regardless, it's just, once again, the Vikings just don't have that it factor, man. They don't got it. I just don't see it. I don't see another gear in there. They have some gears, At least they can shift, but they're definitely not that team that's going to go bonkers and make it happen, right? So, once again, Vikings, I think, are going to beat them Packers next week. For sure, I'm going with them. And, well, as for the Lions, I mean, dude, the Lions. The Lions, I mean, I'm not a hater. I'm not. They're the number 3 team right now. They are the number 3 team in the NFC. They are in. They got the Cowboys next week. If you think, and don't get me wrong, the Cowboys have definitely not played their best football. Drewski just pops in the chat room right now, the host of Heart of Texas Sports here at IE Sports Radio. Of course, he's coming up later on tonight on Heart of Texas Sports here on IE Sports Radio. And once again, he'll tell you himself, the Cowboys have looked suspect the last couple of weeks. But if the Lions even play slightly the way they did versus the Vikings, versus the Cowboys could still have a bad day and beat the crap out of them. All right, so I'm just saying, the Lions need to get it in gear, man, because I'm just not impressed with that last game. I don't know what happened. I don't know whose stomach was hurting. I don't know what happened, but I'll tell you right now, man, that is going to be one fun game to watch this coming weekend. So I'm going Cowboys, or this coming week. I'm going Cowboys in this one, but man, it's going to be ever so slight. So, okay, we're going to boost through these next 4 games and then get to Christmas Day, all right, coming up after a break here. So, okay, we got 4 more games to cover. Let's go really quick here. Buccaneers and Jaguars. Oh, what a game that was. The Buccaneers, they remembered who they were. What do you say to that, right? They played okay. They basically, they beat down the Jags the whole game, man. With 50 seconds to go in the third quarter, okay, the Jaguars finally wake up and get on the board. Failed 2-point conversion. It's 30-6. It was 30-0 before this. 30-6. Into the fourth quarter, yeah, I get it. The Buccaneers didn't do anything in the fourth quarter offensively. Defense did okay, but they let up 1 TD. Regardless, it didn't matter. Final score, 30-12. The Jags looked very suspect in this game. What the crap, man? I don't understand it. The Buccaneers aren't that great, man. They're a good football team, but they're mediocre at best. All right? They're 8-7. They're there. They're probably gonna make the playoffs. I think they can actually totally make the playoffs. But I just don't see anything special in them. I don't think they're going to make it very far if they go. If they do, then cool. I'll eat crow. I'm fine with that. But I'll tell you right now, the Jaguars, man, this team, there's so many high hopes for this team right now, and they're just letting everybody down. Their fans, man. But next week, Buccaneers got the Saints. I'm definitely going to say they're going to beat the Saints. Once again, they need to figure out what's going on over there in New Orleans, even though I think they're a good team, good-ish. I really do feel that the Buccaneers will have the upper hand. And as for those Jags, we talked about this already. They're going to take on the Panthers. I just don't see that going any other way but Duval. So I'm taking the Jaguars in that game, as you heard me say earlier today. Talk about the Panthers. In the chat room here, Drewski says it will be a classic in AT&T Stadium. That's right, y'all. Hey, we got the 2 Thanksgiving teams going head to head, right? The Lions and the Cowboys, and then plenty of teams around the league got open wounds. That's for sure, man. We're in that stage of the fight. You got a couple more rounds to go, and boy, the wounds are starting to show, right? Got to put some ice on that eye and keep it from getting shiny, keep it from getting too swollen. And congrats on your Raiders. Well, thank you, sir. We'll get to that in a few moments here after the break. But moving forward, man, that was a pretty decent game. Bears and Cardinals. What the crap was this? The Cardinals The Cardinals, man, if there was ever a game that they could win, ever, this whole year, I mean, it's their 3-12. This team, Kyler Murray, bro, I get it, you don't have a supporting cast around you, but dude, what trips me out the most is one of those 3 wins with the Cowboys. I mean, come on, dude, like, oh my gosh, the Cardinals are irritating, man. It's like they have, I get it, once again, injuries. Everyone's always going to go to that, and I get that. You know, you got a guy over here by the name of James Conner who's trying to do everything. 12 carries, 45 yards, leading rusher, 5 receptions, 67 yards, 1 touchdown, leading receiver. I mean, yes, you know, Kyler Murray throwing for over 200 yards, 230, 2 touchdowns. But Fields, man, not getting on the Cardinals too much because Fields was special. He did throw a pick, but he did throw a touchdown as well. 170 yards, man, almost 200 yards there. They looked okay. Herbert, 112 on the ground, eclipsed century mark. 20 carries, 1 TD, looked pretty good. How about Cole Kmet, man? 4 receptions, 107 yards. Really been waiting for this guy to have some better games, and he's making it happen. So 27-16, Bears win this thing. They're now 6-9 on the season. Cardinals are now 3-12. And going back over to the NFC, the Cardinals, they've been eliminated. They got the Eagles next week. Well, it's not going to get any easy for them because I'm pretty sure the Eagles will win that game. I'm taking the Eagles for sure. And then, of course, the Bears. Well, they're actually still not mathematically eliminated, even at 6-9. Crazy, right? They are the last team, though, number 12 team right now in the NFC before elimination. They got the Falcons next week. It's a tough one, but I'm going to go with the Falcons. I think the Bears' hopes end here, but we shall see how that goes. So, okay, moving forward, Dolphins and Cowboys. Oh, I better take a sip of coffee for this one. Oh, that's some good coffee. My beautiful wife Cecilia and I will be talking about that coffee. That will be one of our coffees to talk about on Friday night on our show, the Sports Cup Perspectives. But I'll tell you right now, man, the Dolphins they're a good football team, man. They're a good football team. You can't hate. You can't. Talk about Loa. I mean, come on, man. As a freshman, you get put in the national championship game in college at the half. When Jalen Hurts wasn't doing his thing, and he brings his team back, and they win, he's special, man. He's been through a lot. The concussion thing, he's been through a lot. Nearly 300 yards. He was 7 yards shy of 300 yards. He threw a touchdown in this game. Mostert, the Cowboys handled the ground game pretty good because Mostert only had 11 carries, 46 yards. Hill, one yard away from the sanctuary mark, okay? 9 receptions for 99 yards. You know what, man? You can't hate you cannot hate. Look at the scores. 7-3, Dallas at the end of the first. Okay. 13-7, Dolphins at half. Yeah, because the Dolphins just came out in that second quarter. In the third quarter, 19-10. The Cowboys are just slipping, man. They're slipping. Yes, 2 field goals are better than 2 touchdowns. But they also scored a touchdown, a field goal themselves. They needed more points there. You can't let that happen. If your defense is holding this team that's explosive as heck to field goals, you can't go kick a field goal yourself, offense. Yes, take the points, but you gotta punch it in the end zone, man. You have to. And then in that fourth quarter, yeah, okay, cool. You get a touchdown, a field goal. You feel good, right, Dallas? You're feeling better. 20-19 with 3:27 to go in this game. But it's a 1-point game. You have to know. Every possession. And once again, what does Dallas do? That defense fights so hard again to keep these guys within a field goal. But guess what? A field goal would win the game, and it did win the game. 22-20. Jason Sanders, 29-yard field goal, wins this thing. That offense has to get it, Prescott out there, yeah, here we go. Well, cool, there you go. Well, then, yeah, here we go. you got to go. I mean, you know what I mean? So, once again, I'm not hating on the Cowboys. They're 10-5. They are now 10-5. I think the Cowboys are one of the most talented football teams out there right now. They have so much to play for. They have so much talent. I really love this team. I love what they got. That defense, man, that defense makes me happy. They play. It's just that offense, they just got to match them. And sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes that defense don't match up to that offense. That offense is on fire sometimes. That defense is like, come on, man. So anyway, Drewski said it perfectly here in the chat room. Miami did enough to win. Cowboys did enough to lose, and that's exactly right. Miami, 11-4 now in the season. Dallas at 10-5. And oh boy, man, Dallas once again this week. I already told you I'm taking them over the Lions. I think they're going to get this thing done. And as for the Dolphins, man, this is the number 1 seed versus the number 2 seed this week. The Ravens can't catch a break. Well, it's not the Ravens can't catch a break because the Ravens knocked off the team who everyone thinks they're going to play in the Super Bowl. And honestly, I think the same thing will happen, man. The Ravens they're just that good. They're that cold. Once again, any given Sunday, I get it. But man, the Niners, they're good, but the Ravens are better in my opinion. And this week, the Dolphins got the Ravens. I'm taking the Ravens, man. I don't want to be a Dolphin hater here, but show us something, Dolphins. If you really want to show us something, this is it. You get number 1. Show us, And then, of course, Patriots, Broncos. Okay, Sunday Night Football. Did anyone see this coming? Because I didn't. And it led to Russell Wilson being benched now. Guys, stop getting mad. Like, I get it. He's not who he once was. I get it. He's getting flustered. He's not, bringing in what he should be bringing in. But when it comes down to it, guys, really, 230 yards, 2 touchdowns, man. Where were you, McLaughlin? Six carries for 37 yards, man. Offensive line, where were you at? You can't give your running back open lanes? Really? Mims, 3 receptions for 63 yards. I get it. If the quarterback can't get you the ball, I get it. You can't make things happen, receivers. But overall, guys, the injuries, I guess some crap is going on right now. The Broncos are just having a tough time, But once again, man, that defense, look. That defense is not. They are at fault too. The Patriots are 4-11, man. They are imploding. They don't know who to start. Zappy is not that great. Mac Jones, don't even get me started. Look, guys. Zeke had 27 yards on 12 carries. Douglas had 5 receptions for 74 yards, and Zappy went 256 for 2 touchdowns. And they still won this game. You're at fault too, Denver defense. So if Russell Wilson's going to get dogged, then that defense needs to get dogged too. 26-23, get it done, Patriots. 4-11 on the season, they're eliminated. But whatever, right? They get it done. They get the victory. Good for them. And they got the Buffalo Bills next week. They're going to lose. But hey, what do you do? And as for those crazy Broncos, man, well, they're not mathematically eliminated. They're going to play the Chargers next week, and I'm pretty sure the Chargers are going to win that game, so they probably should be eliminated. But Sunday Night Football was something to watch. So, with that said, guys, we take ourselves a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about those last 3 games on Christmas Day. It's going to be fun, y'all. You are listening to 3 and Out right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that sports. We'll be right back after this.
Sports fans, do you like teams that are tough, cities that are tougher, and fan bases that are passionate about their teams? How about teams that are historic and stadiums that are iconic? Then you belong in Chicago, and you need to check out Chi-Town Weekly. Join me, Adam Kernan, every week as we keep up with all things Chicago sports. Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, Cubs, White Sox. We'll cover them all, plus more. The Windy City is always buzzing, and we'll keep you up on all the big games and major stories. So tune in to Chi-Town Weekly every week right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hello, ladies and sinners. Hello, sports fans around the world. Hello, IE Sports family. This is Cale Henderson, the host of IE Vegas, the Sin City Sports Show, presented by IE Sports Radio. If you folks are interested in sports in the Vegas area, if you're wanting to have a blast for 1 hour, every Tuesday night from 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, this is a show built for the Vegas sports fans, where we feature the Las Vegas Raiders, the Las Vegas Golden Knights, the Las Vegas Aces, and the University of Las Vegas, Nevada Rebels. Hopefully, fingers crossed, MLB team coming soon. Either way, if you folks are looking to have a blast for 1 hour each and every week, tune in Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you folks are interested in Vegas sports news, go to our Twitter, at SinCities_IESR, and you can speak with me, the host, Cale Henderson, at Cale_Henderson on Twitter. At any time, be happy to reply. Always want to reach out to our fans. Again, the Sin City Sports Show, presented by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Big ups to my boy, man, Mr. Cale Henderson. Had a great show last night repping them Vegas sports. And let me just tell you right now, man, start this thing off. I don't get to do this very often, but once again, here we go, y'all. We're going to get this one time. Raiders! Raiders! That's right, y'all. You don't get to hear me share about this team very often. But last week you did. Or 2 weeks ago you did. Knocking off the Chargers. I don't care who was hurt. It was a beautiful game. We got a record in that game, and we're gonna take that. Also, this past week, man, taking out the Kansas City Chiefs. Can we get it one more time? Oh, we need to get a yeehaw for that one. Oh, it was beautiful. It was a thing of beauty. Chiefs fans, start your excuses now. That's okay. You can make every excuse you want to. Y'all got. That's just what it is. You know, look, man, you already know. And this isn't coming from, I've given the Chiefs so many compliments. I still think they're a extremely good team. I think they're the better team from the Raiders maybe 4 out of 7 times in 1 week. You know what I mean? Like, I really do. I think the Chiefs are still very potent. It's just on that day, man, the Raiders played better. And as of right now, you know, maybe I'd say the Raiders are better 4 times out of 7 days. You know, I feel like it's that close. Run it back 100 times, I think the Chiefs will probably edge out the Raiders a little bit. But I'll tell you right now, man, this Raider team, it's not that I don't believe in them, but we need to see more. We need to see more of it. 2 weeks in a row, I love it, but let's go. Let the challenge continue. Come on, we need to keep Antonio Pierce. I love this guy. What this team has done, or what he's done with this team, it's amazing. Can we show some love to Zamir White, man? Dude is he had 22 carries for 145 yards, man. Myers, you know, he did his thing. He stepped up. Yeah, we have a dude who's hurt too. We have injuries too, okay? And our dude, man, I tell you right now, man, it's definitely not tough Meyer from Notre Dame right now. But this dude right here, I'll tell you, man, Jacoby Myers is picking up the slack. You know, just making it happen. Just our other tight end in there. I just feel like right now this team, this Raiders team, man, it feels so good to see what they're doing, what they're capable of doing. You know, big ups to everybody, man. Illuminator had an injury in that game; he went down. You know, but you take a look at it, like who we got, man. Austin Hooper making things happen for us. I just feel like this team is turning some kind of corner. And you know what? I'll take it. Big ups to Taryn Rodriguez in the chat room saying that the Raiders make the playoffs with the low playoff odds that they had. Yeah, man. I mean, wouldn't that be something? I don't think they're going to go very far, but damn, I'm glad that they're here, you know. And let's see what they got. Let's see how this team comes together. 20-14, man, my wife Cecilia and I were jumping for joy. We were scaring our little kitty Blue over here. Our little cat Blue, man, poor thing. She had never seen us act crazy like that before. We were freaking her out. But it was a great game, man. O'Connell 62 yards. That's all he had. But who gives a damn? White was doing his thing, man. Like I said, 22 carries for 145 yards. Myers, 3 receptions for 42 yards. Look, man, at the end of the day, we got the victory, 7-8. The Chiefs dropped to 9-6. And look, man, let's just go ahead and call it what it is. Let's go ahead and move on to the to the playoff picture again. I mean, look at this. Okay, the Raiders next week got the Colts. That's a tough one. The Colts are battling for the playoff lives with the Raiders. I'm taking my Raiders, of course, but that's going to be a very good game. And as for the Chiefs, they're currently the number 3 team. They're taking on the Bengals. I think they're going to smack the Bengals. But man, that should be a good game, right? And then, of course, really quick moving forward to these next couple games, because I know we gotta get out of here and make room for our bleeping city here on IE Sports Radio with our boy Mikey Two Guns. But man, how about this? How about them Eagles, man, taking out the Giants 33-25. The Giants, of course, eliminated. They're 5-10. The Eagles are 11-4. This is not much to talk about, man. The Eagles just played. They played well. 300 yards for Hurts. 1 touchdown. He did throw a pick, but it is what it is. Swift, man. How about this dude, man? DeAndre Swift. I love this dude. 92 yards on 20 carries, 1 touchdown. A.J. Brown, 6 carries for 80 yards. They played, and they played well. The Giants, I got to give them props. They fought. They did fight. But next week, man, these Eagles, they're currently the number 2 seed. They're taking on Arizona. I'm taking Arizona. I'm just kidding. Sorry. I'm taking the Eagles all day in that game. They're going to win it, and they're going to play good. And the Giants, they've been eliminated. They're the last team in the AFC. They got the Rams next week. I'm very positive. I think the Rams will win that game. And there you have it. And then, of course, last but not least, the Ravens and the Niners. This was a Super Bowl, what some people call the Super Bowl preview game. And honestly, man, once again, just like the Chiefs, man, the Niners got. And that's all there is to it. The Niners, they're a great team. I think if you run it, 7 days a week, I think the Ravens are 4-3 over the Niners. I think it's a good game. Or a good series, but I do feel that the Ravens are better. They showed it. Stop talking crap on this dude, Lamar Jackson, man. 252 yards, 2 touchdowns. He led rushing 7 carries for 45 yards. Zay Flowers, this dude got down, man. I love what I see out of this guy. 9 receptions, 72 yards, 1 touchdown. They got down, man. You know what? Big ups to this team. The Ravens got it done. Once again, 33-19 on Monday Night Football on Christmas Day. All that beautiful Christmas Day football, and it was awesome. Taking a look now at both of these teams moving forward, the Niners got the Commanders. I'm pretty sure the Commanders, the Niners will win that game. And as I said right now, if you take a look at this Ravens team, this is it. The Dolphins want the smoke. Well, here the smoke is. If you want them, go get them. If you want them, go get them. And that is what this team is, man. This Ravens team is welcoming. They want it. They want the smoke. They want the best. They're 12-3 now. I'm going to take the Ravens in that game over the Dolphins, but man, it's going to be a good one. And boy, was this a beautiful week of football. I'll tell you right now, man, I was so excited. Jumping for joy when them Raiders won. Jumping for joy just for all these great games coming up. And man, I just hope we get a beautiful treat like that moving into week 17, 2 weeks to go in the regular season. Some teams are chalking it up, and other teams, well, they're getting ready for that next season called the postseason. And that is how the cookie crumbles in this show today. There you go, y'all. That is that. Got it all done. I managed to get it all done, man. That was a fun one. As I said, your hour of power of football here on IE Sports Radio. Thank you, Mr. Karen Rodriguez in the chat room. He says the Raiders still need quite a bit to go their way. Of course they do. But they're the cockroaches. They're tough to get rid of. And that's exactly that, man. I'm excited. I want to see what this team's capable of doing. Let's see what the Raiders got. Let's see what the Cowboys got, man. I really feel they're going to beat the dang Lions this week. I'm so excited for all these good games. You got all of my picks that I went through today for all these games coming up here. And I just feel that we have ourselves a special week coming up, man. I mean, what do you do? How do you do it? What do you say? This is football, and this is what we love. And I'm just ecstatic to see where we are, what we're doing right now in the football world. And boy, oh boy, are we in for an amazing postseason. We're in for an amazing week 17 and 18. That's all there is to it. So Big ups to everybody for tuning in today, man. You guys are amazing. Appreciate you all so very much. I love you all. We have ourselves a great lineup, by the way, coming up today, man. It has been awesome. Starting things off with me. Coming up in just about a minute or so, we got our boy, of course, the one and only Mikey Two Guns coming up. I just want to say thank you, by the way, to everybody voting for me in the Hall of Fame vote. I'm in the final right now. Mikey Two Guns is in the final right now. Kale Henderson is in the final right now. We are fighting, y'all, so thank you so very much for all your awesome votes. Of course, Mikey Two Guns coming up next with our Bleeping City. Talk about the Patriots and plenty more. We got East Coast Red and Gold coming up, of course, with Jess and her crew coming up in a bit. Spaced Out Sports moving today to that 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern spot. We got Heart of Texas coming up to end off the night with our boy Brewski. I mean, we just got so much going on today, man. We appreciate you all, and just thank you for all of your love and support. PlanetJerky.net. Grab you some jerky. It's delicious. Make sure you head on over there and show some love. Enter in that raffle. Follow them on Instagram. Let them know you found it here on IE Sports Radio. You heard this ad. Of course, as I always say, as always, big ups to the man above, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Without him, nothing is possible. And of course, big ups to all you guys out there, because without you guys, IE Sports Radio is not possible. Thank you all so very much. One more time here in 2023, and I will see y'all in 2024. From me, your boy Larry B. Follow us all over the place, IE Sports Radio, social media. Follow me, your boy Larry B at the THEE_B53. And well, once again, y'all, one more time for 3 and Out. Signing off. Me, your boy Larry B. I'll see y'all in 2024. With that said, take care, and as always, God bless.